Hi everybody, thank you for tuning in to our children's sermon for the 5th Sunday in Easter season. Today I thought it would be cool to just take a few minutes and look at something that you've probably seen a lot of times already, but maybe haven't given a lot of thought to. So I wanted us to take a couple of minutes to look at our Paschal candle, which you'll notice is absolutely huge. It's so tall that if we were to have a baptism right now, I would have to be on tippy tiptoes to light it. So this candle is very special, and we get a new one every year. So one of the things that we do with it, the first thing we do when Easter season starts, is part of our celebration for Easter at the Easter Vigil is we light this candle. And so this is called the Paschal candle. The word Paschal is a word that comes from the Hebrew word for Passover, Pesach. So Paschal, Easter, comes from our tradition of how Jesus gathered with his disciples at Passover. And so this tells us about the light of Christ. So we light this candle for the very first time at the Easter Vigil. We have a big fire and we light it and we say, this is the light of Christ. And as part of that service, we come into church and we say, the light of Christ. And this candle has some really special things on it. And I said we get a new one every year, which we do, but sometimes it has a couple of different things. So like this time it's got this cross on it. Sometimes there's a dove or something else. There's certain things that are always on it. So we always have the year. Of course, here it says 2020, and it always has these letters. Now, I'm gonna have my camera person zoom in a little bit on the letters. I don't know if you've ever seen letters that look like that. Have you ever seen letters that look like that? These stand for Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. That's in the book of Revelation, and it tells us that Jesus Christ is with us from the beginning and to the end, from the beginning of our lives to the end of our lives, from the beginning of time to the end of time. We also have these kind of funny little things. I'm going to take one out just so you can see it. We put these in as well, and there's a little grain of incense that's hidden inside here, but it's in this nail shape, and we put this in here, and these stand for the wounds of Jesus on the cross when he was crucified. So you'll notice that we light this every Sunday in Easter season. So you've probably noticed that even when we have video church, it's fairly prominent here. But the other time we always light it is at a funeral. So we remember that when someone has died, that they have eternal life in Jesus. The other time we always light it is at a baptism. And the times that we light it at a baptism, we don't just light it for everybody to see it. We light it and you get to take a little bit of it home with you as part of your baptism. So you'll probably remember, maybe you've never paid attention, but when we're back together in church, you can pay extra special attention, that we light a little candle from this big Paschal candle. And so that fire comes onto this candle, and then we hand this candle as part of the service to, usually if it's a baby, not the baby, but to someone in their family or their godparents or sponsors, and we say, receive the light of Christ. And so we all have this light of Christ in us, and this helps us look at it and remember that it's there. So thank you for tuning in today. I've got some lollipops for my guest and for my camera person. Thank you all. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.